Hello, today's lesson is lesson 3-10, problem solving. Draw a picture and write a number sentence. You have used different operations to solve problems. We've done adding, we've done subtracting. Today you will draw a picture to help you write a number sentence. Different kind of lesson today. It's a skill-based lesson where we're practicing using a tool that will help us make sense of word problems. Our learning target: I can solve a problem by writing a number sentence based on a picture showing the problem. What kinds of pictures have you used in math? Today we're using something like the picture on the left, the part whole map right here. We used that in kindergarten, first and second grade as well, so students are pretty familiar with this. Here's another picture somebody drew on the right hand side. Somebody was trying to count by sevens, so they're drawing a little picture to help them count by sevens. One of my students mentioned that we draw place value blocks as well, and that helps us solve problems. Here's a problem we did today. If Jackson School has 2 floors and 600 students. If 200 students are on the first floor, how many are on the second floor? Draw a picture and use the problem-solving recording sheet. Now, my students felt this problem was very easy, and they did not want to use the problem-solving recording sheet because they felt it was too much work for an easy problem. But what I tried to explain was we're learning about the problem-solving recording sheet today. And so we picked an easy problem so that we could focus on the problem-solving recording sheet and not worry so much about solving a tough math problem. Here's what the problem-solving recording sheet looks like. And we took this problem-solving recording sheet step by step today, filling in one box at a time, and we did it as a class. First thing we did was we wrote the problem down in the box at the top of the page that says problem. When we finished copying the problem down, we thought about what might go in the box that's called find. In other words, what are we trying to find? What is the question asking us? The question's asking us how many students are on the second floor, so we wrote that down. Then we thought about what do we know based on the problem. In other words, what is the important information in the problem? The important information, the things we know 600 total, that means 600 students total. We know 2 floors, there are 2 floors in Jackson School, and we know there are 200 on the first floor. Those are the things we know. Then we show the problem. So down here in the box with a question mark, we thought about what to write on that part whole map. And then I asked the students what part of this picture shows 600 students and why. Students knew this part right away from first and second grade. They knew that the 600 would go at the top of the part whole map because the whole number always goes at the top. Here it is filled out with 600 at the top, 200 on the first floor, and we don't know how many on the second floor. This woman's asking, do you need to find a whole amount or part of a whole? Well, the whole amount always goes on the top where the arrow points there. So since we're not finding the number at the top, we're finding something that goes in one of the parts, the part here. We're finding part of a whole. We wondered what operation can we use to solve. Is this addition or subtraction? Students knew that when there's a number at the top that's given to you and one of the 2 parts is given to you, it's a subtraction problem. We also talked about if the numbers in the parts were given to you, but the number at the top was what you had to find, then it would be an addition problem. After we talked about that, we wrote the problem in the box that says solution. We wrote the problem with one number on top of the other number, in other words, 600 minus 200, and we solved it as well. 600 minus 200 is 400. When we were done, we thought about what our answer should be, how we could give a complete answer. A complete answer would look like this: 400, most important part, 400 students are on the second floor. Next, we thought about how we could check our answer. Students mentioned fact families could be used, rearranging those numbers. So we could use a fact family to figure out if our answer was correct. We could do 400 plus 200 Does it equal 600? Yes, it does. So our answer does check. 200 plus 400 equals 600. And yes, now we know it's a reasonable answer. There was another problem. We kind of talked about this one, and we talked about what would go in each of these boxes. If you'd like to try it yourself right now, pause the video. You could do it right now, talk about it, think about it. Here's the solution to that one. This one's from the book, so I showed him what it looked like in the book. This doggy asks, how do you know whether to add or subtract? Luckily, I was glad students remembered if there's a number at the top given to you and one of the two parts given to you, it's subtraction. Here it is solved for you with the regrouping done. This was another problem students did today, and I wanted to highlight the part that says write and solve a number sentence. To give a complete answer here, you need to include the numbers you're using in your subtraction problem. Here, 175 minus 120 has to be part of your answer. I solved it there for them. And that was it for today.